allowed the chair of the committee to move, and he was seconded, and Honorable Baya moved his minority report and seconded by Honorable Ambire. Let us also allow the Honorable Hassan Oda Hulufo to move his proposed amendment so that if it is carried, then you'll be debating the motion as amended. Again, even as you debate the motion as amended, as proposed by Honorable Oda, you will have to bear in mind that the Honorable Owen Baya and his team of the minority have issues which they have raised in the minority report. About those ones, you will have to vote. When we get to that point, I'll again remind you as to how we are going to proceed with today's vote. So let's allow the Honorable Hulufo to move his amendment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I stand to move amendment to motion on approval of nominees for appointment as chairperson and members of National Land Commission. That the motion on the report for approval of nominees for appointment to the position of chairperson and members of the National Land Commission be amended, 1, by deleting paragraph B and inserting the following item in paragraph A as Roman 9, Honorable Galgalo Tiyah. Mr. Speaker, as I move this amendment, I would like to thank His Excellency for ensuring that in nomination, he ensured his proposed nominees reflects the face of our great republic. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Tiyah as a nominee represents minority group in many aspects. She comes from a minority ethnic group. She comes from a marginalized area of this republic. And more importantly, she is a woman. It is not easy for a woman from a minority ethnic group coming from a disadvantaged area to get to the final list of 9 nominated by His Excellency. And she is a former member of this August House. Mr. Speaker, I represent a constituency where Honorable Tiyah comes from. I must state this, and I can confirm to this House that I followed deliberation of Lands Committee when they are vetting all the 9 nominees. I can confidently say that the issues raised against Honorable Tiyah related to tax compliance. It had nothing to do with tax evasion. It had to do with failure to file tax returns, which is not a criminal offense. Once the KRA discovers that you have not filed your returns, you are allowed to file it. Your books of accounts are audited, are assessed, and the KRA, as the sole authority to determine whether somebody is compliant or not, has issued a valid certificate of tax compliance. Mr. Speaker, the chair nominee had the same issues. Because probably he's a man, his issues were resolved in a day. And I'm sure as male members of this House, we must sympathize with our sisters, because most of the times hurdles are put on their way, even when they are nominated to sit on boards like this. Hurdles are put on their way to make sure that. And at this point, I move and I ask Honorable Mada Wangari, member for Gilgil, to second my appointment. Amendment.